What's up, guys? AW here, Aaron Warner. Yes, this video contains spoilers down below. The Batman spoilers down below. So if you're new here, this is AW Aaron Warner. I do videos on a lot of stuff, pop culture stuff, wrestling, such as sports, but a lot of comic book stuff. But yes, on this Saturday afternoon in March, I'm a little excited. So if I'm stumbling, it's because I'm excited. We're going to talk about the Batman and spoilers review. I saw the movie Thursday afternoon, and my thoughts. Well, if you listen to me on Max's channel, I love the movie. And my title says, "Is it as good as Dark Knight?" Well, possibly, maybe, a par. I think it's on par. But before we get into that, we're gonna yes, I haven't been streaming for a week, and I haven't been uploading stuff, but I'm getting back to that. I've been a little of incognito for this week just because of the Batman stuff. But now since I saw the movie, I'm gonna get back to posting stuff like on my regular schedule again. You might see a video every day. And I might go back to my streams Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And next Saturday, obviously, there's nothing to review. So next Saturday will be a general stream. But yes, but forget it, we're gonna invite some people on, of course. I promised somebody. Come on, we're gonna see. In just a minute. And Lauren Bale, if you want on, if you're available. George, I'll get to you in a bit because you're more fresh than I am, of course. So George, I'll get to you. Just let me look because I know you're around here, George. You're more fresh because you just came out of the theater, and I know you loved it because I saw you post it here. Oh, there we go. Oh, and of course, my friend, of course, you're allowed in. Yeah, I'm inviting people. I got a lot of people here. And here's George. What's up, George?
How's it going?
Excuse me for a second. Sorry. Now talk.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, now I can hear you. Thank you. Okay.
Okay. Bah, Goat Reeves.
Okay. Yeah. So you're fresh. So
No.
um. Oh, so I like the movie, but since you're more fresh than me, I'm gonna let you start off right off the bat. So
Yeah.
what did so obviously you like the movie, but what did you like about it?
Yo, first of all, the score. Oh my goodness, that's gotta. I think that topped Hans Zimmer's score for the Dark Knight trilogy.
I agree.
Like the score was just so iconic. This was like I feel like this was the first Batman film where we got more Batman than Bruce Wayne,
Hmm.
and like they pulled it off so well. Like usually, like that would be kind of hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, that in this movie it definitely worked because you barely saw him out of the costume, him out of the cowl. Like Robert Patterson, you saw Robert Patterson as and Robert Patterson without the costume as for like 20 minutes, maybe 15 to 20 minutes, the whole movie.
Yo, and it's like a almost a 3 hour
Hey
movie. So
Roosevelt, special
What's up,
guest
man?
Roosevelt, it's up. Yeah, I promise you, I remember you asked to come on, and yeah, so yeah, welcome to my show.
Yeah, first time doing this.
Well, I'm glad to be your first.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. Man, the Batman is really, really good. Man,
Yeah.
especially the car scene. Whew, epic.
that car scene, yeah, it's better than the one in BVS.
Yeah, when he first starting the car with the music. Oh man, I was like, oh shit, it's going down.
Yeah, the chase with the penguin. Oh yeah, like that. What was great about that was like it was a great car chase, but the ending in that car chase when the penguin's upside down and you saw him from his view,
Yeah,
Batman walking. I know
especially
we
with the
saw in the trailer, but
especially with the music. Oh
yeah,
my god.
yeah, that was great, and like uh. Also, couple like Colin Farrell, like you wouldn't recognize as Colin Farrell, of course,
yeah,
you
no,
wouldn't recognize.
absolutely. You wouldn't recognize him. Like, yo, he pulled it off so well.
I say everybody who, even if they had smaller roles, right? They
Yo,
played
Yeah,
off the character
John
well.
Turturro really surprised me. I'm not a John Turturro hater, but I'm just saying, like, for like younger audiences, they're gonna be much more familiar with him playing like a goofball character in the Transformer movies. Here, he was like he was
Sector 7 or
incredible.
something.
Yeah,
I
like yeah, the Sector 7 guy that like Bumblebee like peed on, like
Yeah,
yeah,
but like no,
but he
even he was
knew,
like incredible.
but his new TV show is like he's playing like a mob. That's like he's good.
yeah, he could play those kind of roles. He was what was it? I mean, he was Jesus in the Big Lebowski. Then I
Yeah,
think he had a spin-off show right off or spin-off movie off of that, if I'm correct. Or he was he was Transformers. He was in, I forgot the movie's name, but it was with George Clooney when they're the three convicts. He was in that movie.
oh, then yeah,
He was in he was in Mr. Deeds as the butler. He was also, what movie was what's the one with Johnny Depp where Johnny Depp is the writer? Secret Window or something like that? And Johnny Depp, you remember that movie when Johnny Depp went to a secluded place to write? Then he turns out to be like he ended up killing his family, and John Turturro is in that movie.
I'm not familiar.
I'm not familiar neither.
Yeah, Secret Window, I think it's called.
Yeah,
Let me
I
check.
know he was like in like Do the Right Thing many years ago.
Yes.
He was great in that movie. No, I'm just like saying, but and like I think he was also in like Anger Management with Adam Sandler and Jack Nicholson.
Now, like this Carmine Falcone, right? Like in the comics, Carmine Falcone is very intimidating, but both physically and with his words. The Turturro, this one, he didn't look physically intimidating, right? Right, because he didn't look like he didn't have the stature of a physically intimidating man like his comic book counterpart. But the way he talked and stuff, like the way how he does business, is like that's intimidating about him.
Yo, and like the twists they were they were pulling with him, like those were like so risky, but they worked so well.
With Selena and being her dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
good.
like,
But that's relatable to the comics, right? Because in the comics, well, it hasn't been 100% confirmed, but it's been like, that Selena does believe that he was her father in the comics. But in this
Yeah.
movie, this movie is 100% confirmed.
Yeah, how you call it? Batman and what's his name? The police guy. I forgot his name.
Gordon?
Yeah, those two were amazing too together, especially on the Morty scene on the scenes. It was perfect.
Yeah, Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey Wright played a great Commissioner Gordon. I agree. Like him, them working together, him figuring out helping Batman figure out stuff, believing in Batman. Like the trust level between those two. Obviously, it's like really the only cop that trusts this Batman, and all the others, well, obviously, or either on the payroll or just don't trust Batman in general, right? Like we know the cops are corrupt.
Yeah.
Like some of them. Especially like, well, so I guess we could get through the movie, right? I mean, the Riddler. I know a lot of people made fun, like when we saw the costume for the Riddler, right? A lot of people made fun of that, right? In this movie, when I saw the movie, I'm like, what? I think people making fun of that costume look really, really bad because it worked in the movie.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
costume makes sense for the movie.
Yeah.
yo, like it's like a symbol, like basically
Mm-hmm.
to these people, and like the 7 feel of the movie, like like it's literally like a PG-13 7.
It was
a lot of things.
it was between a rated R and PG-13.
They did
I
say the F
think.
word. They did say the F word, but they did say the F word. I think one of the cops said the F word like early on. I think that's the only
Yeah, like
time
in the
they said
beginning
F
of the
word.
movie, I was
Yeah.
like, wow, they're gonna drop one like right away.
Because I think one F word is allowed for PG-13, but after
Yes.
that is rated R.
There wasn't a lot of swearing in this movie. They didn't say ass, bitch, or like stuff like that. Like some words you get away with, and like or shit or anything. You would think in this kind of world there'd be a lot of swearing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Willard, he kills the mayor, who's running for re-election, right? Who's running for re-election, kills the mayor, and that's when we cut. Before that, we got the monologue, and then we get to we see all those criminals. We see that thief with that weird off mask, but obviously we see the bat signal go up, right? And
Yeah.
that thief got scared, right? That thief got scared once the bat signal got up. Kind of like Dark Knight. The Dark Knight, when that bat signal came up in Dark Knight, you saw the criminals get scared.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Like for them is fear.
yeah.
yeah. I was
So-
rewatching Dark Knight last night, and like at the beginning, it's like the one guy's like, "Hey, he's not gonna show up." Like when they saw the bat signal, he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh boy."
Yeah, because we know later on. Obviously, he said in the monologue he admits he can't be everywhere at once, right? Like because a lot of crime. There's not just one crime going on, right? In Gotham or anywhere really, but because there's always crime being committed, right? So, but he admits he can't be everywhere at once. But he was there I think he was there at the most important crime that was going on with the assault, with the attack by that gang. I guess if I had to say. I'm just hypothetically saying they're influenced by the guy who's going to eventually become the Joker. I think that's an Easter egg.
Okay. Who?
That gang, because the gang had clown paint.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And you know the ending. We know that guy in the cell, just the cell next to
It's
Edwards.
Joker.
Yeah, and maybe that's just. I think that's those clowns. The paint is just an Easter egg, a tease that the Joker.
Yeah.
I think people. I don't know if people got that, but for me, I got that. That's a tease for the Joker eventually. eventually before we seen the Joker, or the guy who becomes the Joker at the end.
Yeah.
But
Oh man,
and look,
the first Batman entrance from the movie, it was
Mhm.
awesome. When you hear the footsteps with the core, man, it was awesome.
When he's walking through, when he's walking out of the darkness and
Yeah.
confronting the gang, yeah, and the way that one gang member went up to him, we know he saw in the trailer, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
The one kid, I think it was a kid. He got all scared.
Yeah, pretty much was a kid,
Yeah.
because you could tell on his face he didn't want to do, he didn't want to do what they wanted him to do, was to stop
Isn't
that man.
his face was half painted? I mean, maybe he's like the
Maybe
big,
this is
like
initiation for him. This is
yeah.
the final initiation for him, right? You know, like in colleges and universities, you know how
you
go in
do
the
something before you get on the gang.
yeah, exactly. So probably what was going to happen if he went through with this, that's his final initiation, and the other half of his face would be fully painted. That's
Yeah.
probably what the plan was.
So what do you think about the city? They finally know the city.
Oh yeah, the city.
Yo,
I mean, that's Gotham.
Yeah, yeah. You think they finally know the city?
It reminded me of Arkham Gotham, like the Arkham games Gotham, where like you see some of the bright lights, but you also
It's actually
get
New
like
York. It was actually very much New York.
and like you also get like the very dark feel of the city at the same time.
Yeah.
It is. It's well, this has some Arkham elements and Telltale elements to the movie.
Yeah, yo, that suit, like the Batman suit, reminded me of the Arkham Origin suit.
Yes, yes.
That for me, the game and this movie are similar, very similar.
Yes. Yes. Then we in the Riddler, Batman, the way he walks into that crime scene with the mirror is, right? Very slowly. He doesn't trust anybody there except Commissioner Gordon, and obviously vice versa with the police. Well, no, the Gordon wasn't a commissioner; he was a detective still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the Commissioner Gordon was not Commissioner Gordon. The commissioner was Savage. Was his last name Savage? Phil Savage or something like that?
I think so.
He was later on. Yeah, we know he was later on killed by the Riddler with the trap with the rats, right? The rats basically ate his face and stuff, right?
Yeah. You see all the cop faces.
Yeah.
What the fuck is doing here? Oh, okay, I swear.
Yeah, they're like, what the fuck is he doing here?
Yeah.
And then the first riddle. It was all to the Batman, right? I forgot what the first riddle was, but I guess
about like lying. Like it was about like what happens.
They're all lying.
To a liar when he dies.
Still lies.
He lies still. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Bruce goes back to his cave. The cave in this movie, even it's huge.
It's not. I think it's a warehouse. It's a warehouse, not a cave.
Yeah, but yeah, because it didn't look
nothing like a cave. I think it's like an abandoned warehouse.
I don't know, because I don't know, and you could tell. You could tell. I mean, even as when he took out the costume, Cal, he looked like he never saw the sun in his day in his life. Like,
it's like inside he's wearing shades.
Yeah.
Like I think we finally got a Batman that is damaged inside.
He's damaged.
Yeah. Not like the other Batmans. They're like all happy. This one we finally get a Batman that is damaged.
Well, like
I think Christian Bale's Batman is damaged. They decided to like hide it better because they wanted to make him. They wanted to show the playability side of him.
Yeah, like
but you can see he was still damaged.
Like if you look at like the different Bruce Waynes, like Keaton was like the more witty, outgoing, but like still mysterious, like serious with Alfred, kind of like Bruce Wayne. Christian Bale was like the two sides of Bruce Wayne, the one that like for the public image, so they don't know that he's Batman because
in Batman Begins he was damaged. Like he was damaged.
Yeah, he was damaged, but like he knew how to like hide the damage part. Like he had a mask on. Like in The Dark Knight Rises, like John Blake even said, like I saw through your mask. You try to look happy, but I saw the rage inside of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While this one like is basically like he's a bit of a recluse, but he's still like even though he's Batman, like he's a recluse, like
This
he's just like
Like
very
he's still a kid, like not a kid,
this
like
is
a young adult.
yeah, this is where he has to learn to become the public figure. Because I think at the ending, well, we'll skip to the ending. I think he realizes with the flood, Batman cannot do everything. He has to, as Bruce Wayne, he can help out the city too.
Yeah.
Like he could do both roles to help out the city. As taking control of Wayne Enterprises, he can help donate, fix up the city. Because I think that whenever we get the next Batman related thing, whether it's series or a movie, he's gonna be more outgoing. He's gonna help the mayor to fix up the city, right? From the flood to repair it,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
This
sir.
is a fact, Grassy. This is a
well,
fact.
you really see not just like Bruce Wayne, but also like Batman, because you see Batman instead of fighting criminals like at the end of the film, he's like rescuing people. He's like getting people out. He's becoming the symbol of hope that like
Instead of vengeance, because he's
Yeah,
all
like,
vengeance does.
like
like
the
this
beginning.
is
Sorry.
like I know it's not like an origin story, but it's like call it like how he becomes the symbol of hope origin story.
Yeah, man, I like when the movie starts, he's like his vengeance, right? Then when the movie progress, he's becoming Batman. That's what I like
Yeah,
about the movie.
I think he changes the symbol of hope, and he changes that his things should be for justice instead of vengeance,
Yeah,
right? Right? Because vengeance. Well, basically, vengeance is what created the Riddler. Because the Riddler was inspired by Batman.
well,
Basically, was inspired by Batman,
yeah,
right? He did wanted to team up. Riddler wanted to team up with Batman, and Batman's like, "No, never having it." Because what the Riddler does, the Riddler's a villain, but the Riddler doesn't see himself as a villain. He also sees himself as a hero in his own way. That he's doing good because he's getting rid of corruption, right? He's getting rid of corruption. He's getting
Yeah,
rid of bad people.
he's killing all the bad people. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly, right?
yeah.
And
So,
so he. Go ahead.
oh, sorry. So what do you think about his mom being in a mental hospital? The twist.
Yeah. So that's So his mom, right? That's the whole thing happens with the conspiracy, right? The conspiracy stuff. That's how the whole Riddler thing started to basically happen. How Riddler became the Beast because of all that. So basically, we get to the story here. We know that Martha is not Martha Kent. It's Martha Arkham. But in her history, the Arkhams have a family of mental illness, and she had it, right? She
Yeah.
killed her father, apparently, so she got treated for that. And obviously, Thomas Wayne fell in love with her. And Thomas Wayne was running for mayor, right? For 20 years ago, right? Was running for mayor. And
Yeah.
fund orphanage and read Nelson's candidacy and stuff. Right? And in that orphanage, who was there? A young Riddler, young Edward. I don't know. Like,
That's
let's be
what-
honest. Edward Nashon is not his official name in the movie.
Yeah.
They haven't confirmed it.
That's why he was. I think he was killing people because they stole the money from the orphanage. That's why he was killing
Exactly.
people.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, because remember the fund, the renewal fund, worth billions, right?
Yeah.
That was supposed to go to helping Gotham, to like the orphanage and stuff, right? But unfortunately, the wrong people got involved with the Maroonies, the Falcones, and stuff like that. They got involved, and of course, they're not going to help an orphanage, right? Why would they help kids? I mean, like, unless it's a front,
Yeah.
of course. So,
When-
so I was just saying, when Thomas Wayne found out this article writer, Edward Elliot, hint Elliot, you know who that is related to? Edward Elliot. When he
Now
found
who?
out, yeah.
No, but who? Who?
Hush.
Oh, Hutch. Okay.
Thomas Elliot, yeah. So when Edward Elliot found that out, that could ruin this whole campaign. Because knowing the public knowing that Martha Wayne was killed her father and sent to Arkham to be treated, that could really ruin this whole campaign if that got out. So he basically hired Falcone to intimidate the editor, not the editor, the Edward Elliot, right? Intimidate, not kill, intimidate, right?
Yeah.
But I think Falcone took as kill this guy, hired a hit to kill this guy. So obviously that guy died, and Thomas Wayne knew about it. And you know what? Thomas Wayne might have done some bad things like that, but he didn't go that far. He didn't want people to die or anything like that. He still had a conscience. And Thomas Wayne was willing to go to the police, eventually give up his candidacy because if he told the truth, he can't run for mayor anymore, right? He still had a conscience. But supposedly Falcone knew about this. Remember, like Alfred said he thinks Falcone is the one that killed his parents, but that's he's just accusing. But
No, I think when he said that his dad was gonna go to the police and reveal everything, then Falcone kills his dad.
But that's allegedly. Remember, so right, George? If you just came out, that's not alleged. That's what he says, right? That's what Alfred says.
Gordon, yeah.
Yeah, so it may be Falcone, but or Falcone hired somebody, but somebody definitely took out his parents.
And I thought they're gonna do Martha as the Joker when I heard that she was in a mental institute. I thought, oh man, she's gonna do Joker.
Yeah,
it reminded me of that in some way. And like the vibes I got from Thomas Wayne was more like he was a desperate man.
I don't remember what happened. I know what happened to Flashpoint Joker and the Flashpoint, but I don't know if she went to a mental institute after during that time before she became the Joker. I don't remember. Like I have the comics somewhere.
yeah, I gotta like reread it. But yeah, like the vibe I got from the Thomas Wayne in this universe, like because people are gonna compare this to the Thomas Wayne and Joker as well. I like no, this Thomas Wayne seems like more of a desperate man.
Yeah,
he wants to
like a man that legacy. I think did
protect
his
wife. Protect his wife. That's the whole point. He wanted to protect his wife because he loved Martha, right?
Like a man that like made a bad mistake just to protect someone that he loves.
Yeah.
Like he still has a heart. He but again, he made a poor decision that would reflect badly on the city.
And you know what? If he lived, I think he would have helped out the orphanage.
Yeah.
No, he would have like Thomas Wayne cares for Gotham, but again, he was also a man that was very desperate at the time.
Because he loved his wife, and he knew if that got out, that could ruin everything, and he couldn't help Gotham if his wife, what happened to his wife in the past, got out. That could ruin him, and that could ruin his charitable things for Gotham. That could ruin everything, right? Like
his career, everything.
Yeah, he could ruin. Yeah, basically ruin him. The Wayne legacy, basically. They could ruin the Wayne legacy because the Waynes were one of the founders of Gotham in the movie, and Simon Hurt's interesting in Black Oak, and so once they took out the Waynes, all the mafias that run the city got involved with the fund, and basically the Carmine Falcone ratted out Maroney so he could get more of the fund, right? So he bribed the police, the chief, and the mayor, so they could pretty much get Maroney out of the picture, right? Because if you got Maroney out of the picture with the drug bust and stuff, more money for them, right? More money for them, right? In the pie, right? Right. So we know that the drug was Maroney. The operation that they was supposed to be stopped after Maroney crime boss was busted was not busted. It was actually still going on, except the Falcones.
It was a fake busted.
Fake bust. It was a setup. We just know it was just not Maroney was not running anymore. It was like Falcones running it with with corrupt cops and stuff, and Penguin, right? Because Penguin, Falcone was running it, while Penguin was kind of taking more of a charge of it, right? Because we know from that one scene where Catwoman, robbed Catwoman's there, Commissioner Gordon, and that's where the car chase happened. That's where the drugs were. Yeah, right.
When he was. When she found the body of his friend, she was like, "Oh yeah." Shit. And Bruce Wayne and Batman were like, "Oh shit."
Oh yeah, and what he said to Catwoman, she deserved it. Remember he said that? Basically, he said she kind of deserved.
You deserve it when you go hang out with the wrong person.
That's how damaged she is. But I think he'll learn from that because this is a young Bruce, and he learns from that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
He learns from that. And you see the relationship with Selina and Batman. No, Selina does not find out who Batman is.
She
doesn't. No, not at all.
And honestly, I love that they actually did that. They did something differently with the Batman Catwoman dynamic.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Man, it was funny when he said all the cats, but you have a lot of cats.
Yeah. then we also so.
So
The original-
you think this Batman is the best Batman, or
Yes, because it's true to his character.
yeah,
Most true to his character.
more better than Ben Affleck's?
Yes, I have
Yeah,
a
me
lot.
too.
I know there's a lot of people out there who like Ben Affleck, and this is I know most of it, I know how you feel about the Snyder people, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of same boat with you. And it's nothing to do with Ben Affleck's Batman. I like Ben Affleck's Batman. It's just that there's some things I criticize Ben Affleck's Batman that's not Batman like. For example, him reviving one being the one to revive Superman. Batman doesn't think like that.
Yeah, true.
No.
Yo, like as far as Batman go, I like obviously I still believe like when it comes to Bruce Wayne, Christian Bale's the best. Like Bruce Wayne as Batman, I think Pattinson.
Passive for
I
sure.
I'm like I think Pattinson has. I'm gonna go with what I think
So you know
he's the
what?
best in the costume. Like, look,
Because you know what?
look.
I'll
I
say this.
love Ben Affleck, and I used to say him and Keaton were kind of tied as my favorite in the Batman costume.
Yeah.
But Pattinson, like, just in one movie, I felt like captured a lot more when it comes to Batman. The detective angle, the rage angle, and then
His
becoming the
his
symbol of
voice.
hope at the end of the film. And the
You
voice
know what's good?
was well.
Yeah,
Because you know what? He didn't go over. They didn't go over the top with the voice in this movie.
and I'm glad he didn't do the voice like Christian Bale's, like I'm Batman, like something like that, just regular.
Or Ben Affleck's. Ben Affleck's Batman.
No, Christian Bale's. When he
Yeah,
talks,
they're both. They're both. I would say like,
Yeah.
you know what I says, George. I want like I can't say he's a good Bruce Wayne because he hasn't really been Bruce.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Like,
it's like the beginning of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, so he basically because he was basically Batman. Like he was a great Batman, and obviously in the next movie or where the next things going on with this this universe, he's gonna be more out of the shadow. He's gonna be more open minded, secluded, less secluded. I'm sorry, as a public figure, not as Batman, not with the costume fighting crime, but as putting on the persona of Bruce Wayne. Because Batman is his real self, but the Bruce Wayne persona is his fake self. But he has to put on a fake self during the daytime to help out Gotham, right? To help out Gotham.
I think he gonna in a couple of movies he gonna grow to that the persona.
Exactly. That's the point of the movie. That's the point because there's times in this movie like Alfred in the very beginning basically told him you have a life, live, live. And Batman was like he said to Selena Kyle and multiple times in the movie he doesn't care if he dies. Which I think he's lying to himself because I think he does care if he dies because if he dies, how's he gonna help out to save the city? How?
Yeah.
Doesn't care if he dies. I mean, but yeah.
So, I have another question for y'all.
Yeah, go ahead.
This movie is better than Christopher Nolan's all movies, or if this movie is better than all three movies from Christopher Nolan's.
It's better than Begins. I might put on par with Dark Knight.
I put it a little bit above Dark Knight, and way above the other one. What's it called?
Rises.
Yeah, Rises.
Yeah, I mean that's not much of a.
Yeah.
How about what about George? What do you think?
oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What was the question?
What do you think? Where do you think this compares to the Nolan movies?
Like as far like when because obviously there is the realistic angle in here. Like I feel like Gotham City in here feels more like Gotham than it did in the Nolan films. The detective angle I feel like is a lot stronger here so far than in the Dark Knight trilogy. I feel like the Dark Knight was probably the most we've seen Batman be a detective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because really, like, and I think Matt Reeves, like, I think years ago said that, like, I want to explore the detective angle of Batman more in this film, and he did that.
Yes, exactly. He wanted his Batman to have a story, but also be the Batman, real great detective.
And this Batman didn't use a lot of gadgets, just one.
No,
two.
He didn't use
the
all the
kite
gadgets
and the little hook. That's it.
He didn't really use a batarang. He didn't use it. He had a batarang, but he didn't really use it.
And And the drug that he used in the end. So what do you think was that? Just like
adrenaline drug.
Energy.
What happened was apparently what happened because he got shot.
Yeah.
In that fight, like this Batman was able to handle himself, but there was times as Batman where there, like in realistic, let's be honest, in Batman real, if Batman was real and there was a bunch of thugs attacking him, no matter how much combat skill he had, he would still get hit or shot. Yeah. So that's what happened in that scenario, and he got shot with a shotgun or something like that. And he needed adrenaline drug. Because if you get shot in real life, if you get shot, you may be high on adrenaline, right?
Yeah,
and
but
you don't feel the bullet for a while.
He was seeing the guy tried to kill Selena. He saw that and he was like, "Oh shit, I need something." So he took out the drug, stick it in him, and save her.
Yeah, and he loved Selena. Like he fell in love with Selena.
Yeah,
But and then he realized what he was doing, and when that thug took off the mask, it was the same thug at the funeral scene, the exact same guy.
Oh yeah, the old guy.
Yeah, the guy said maybe he deserved to die.
Yeah,
right. That's the same guy. It was like that's great because the Riddler was basically was kind of inspired by Batman, and the Riddler inspired other people. Basically, the Riddler, I'm gonna say it, had a cult of his own.
Yeah.
Right?
On the Instagram going live video.
Something like that. Yeah, and I know it's like I know some people on Twitter like, oh, he didn't fight the main villain. I mean, like, what do you think Riddler's gonna survive a fight against Batman?
No, this version of especially this version of Riddler.
Yeah, but Riddler is not fighting guys.
No,
so
he uses his intelligence.
Yeah.
That's how Riddler's always been against Batman. He uses his brains to outwit Batman.
Yo, and like Aaron, like last week when we were talking about like Rogue Gallery villains, weren't we saying how like each like Batman villains like can like rival him in like anything? Like Riddler rivals him in intelligence.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's not a physical threat to Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like there's no Penguin is not like that. Catwoman's not a villain, but Catwoman could fight off Batman because she has skill. But there's no villain right now in this universe that could really match skill for skill against this guy. Eventually, we will get somebody. Like, look, if we get Mr. Freeze is not going to be a fighter, right? He's not going to be the one combat fighting. Obviously, Mr. Freeze.
I think so. He could fight with using his gun or something for Freeze.
Yeah, but he won't. Yeah, he'll use his gun, but he won't use his he won't punch, kick, or anything like that. Combat, he won't use that. No, if they get like Joker might be the one to fight. Even though Batman's a much more skilled fighter than Joker will fight because Joker loves pain. Like,
yo, if you see like like I guess I was rewatching like the Dark Knight like yesterday, and like literally like the final fight between him Joker. Like Joker can like he's not gonna be Batman, but he can be when he's physical, he can like cause some damage.
Yeah,
like he's like beating on like Batman with like a pole. Like,
yes, so the Joker will fight. He knows his disadvantage in the terms of fighting a combat skill with Batman, but he doesn't care. Joker doesn't care.
As long as he caused Batman any form of pain, like he will do it.
That's it. Yeah,
whether it's mentally or physically.
Yeah.
Do you think we're gonna see him? Joker on the third movie. I don't think he's gonna show up in the second movie.
Third movie. I think they're building up all the villains.
Yeah, for the outcome, and then I think they're gonna escape, and Batman gonna have to catch them again.
Because
for the third movie.
Because the reason is the Riddler. Look, he's known as the Riddler, right? But he's not fully the Riddler yet. And if he obviously survives, he's in prison, right? He's in Arkham, right? There's plans for the Riddler to be coming back, or Paul Dano's character. There's plans for him to come back, and he's not just a one-off. There's plans for him to come back. Otherwise, why keep him there? Like, and basically to team up with the Joker. He has a friend in the Joker, or the guy who becomes the Joker. And it's, I do think they might do similar something, maybe a little similar to Ben Affleck's idea where Arkham, we have to go to Arkham and fight off all the villains. Maybe something like that.
Like the game.
Yeah. Where are they take over?
I think that's gonna be the TV show.
Maybe
they're gonna each episode is gonna be a different villain.
That'd be awesome.
Then in the end, then they're gonna go to the third movie, and then we're gonna fight those.
Now, yes, Matt Reeves did say he wants a Court of Owls, Mr. Freeze. I think Mr. Freeze would work in the second movie. I think Court of Owls would work. He did say he wanted Hush also. He did say he wants a lot of villains in there, he wants, and the great thing about it is it's not just, we're not getting movies, we're getting the other stuff. So you can introduce villains that way. You could introduce other heroes. Maybe he inspired Riddler in a way, right?
Yeah.
But the Riddler went too far when he took it the wrong way and stuff like that. So maybe he still inspires, but inspires like a Dick Grayson. And I know they're not gonna have Batgirl in this, but because Batgirl is gonna be in the DCEU, but like somebody like that,
Yeah.
Speaking of like Dick Grayson, like Selena mentions at the end, Bloodhaven.
Bloodhaven, yeah.
What was that?
So and that's like when he becomes like Nightwing, like that's usually like the city he protects. So like, like that's like.
Oh, you're talking about the city.
Yeah, she goes to Bloodhaven. Remember, she's on her way to
okay.
Bloodhaven. Remember the ending when they decide to go their separate ways.
Yeah,
she's going to Bloodhaven.
After I watched this, I watched the movie again on Friday, and after Friday, I was like, I think another heroes can show up, but the grounded heroes, not like Superman, Superman, Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
I think Green Arrow can show up in this movie too.
Green Arrow could definitely work in this movie because he's
another version of Vigilante.
Yes, Green Arrow could definitely work in this. Also, those kind of heroes, Green Arrow.
Like not superpowered heroes, like regular people.
Huntress, Robin, obviously. Who else? Maybe the Creston could work. Basically.
Yeah.
Non-superhero people basically could work in this universe. And I don't think Matt Reeves has any interest in putting in people like Superman.
But I think if Warner Brothers say, "Here, more money," I think he would do it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I feel like if Matt Reeves were to introduce other DC-related characters, he would basically say, wait until like I'm done with my trilogy or whatever to make that decision.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna give him the Justice League movie after he completed his trilogy.
I gotta be honest. I don't want to see a Justice League movie in this universe.
No, like DCEU.
No, I think it's gonna be James Wan.
Yeah, I can see James Wan. Like, here's the thing: if Aquaman 2 gets like better reviews than the first Aquaman and still makes a ton of money, like maybe not $1 billion, but like still a lot, because obviously if you're competing against Avatar 2, I don't think you're gonna make $1 billion this time around. But if you still make like very good money and get like a really good word of mouth, but probably
I know what you mean.
I think if the movie does good and the Warner Brothers give him more money, I think he's gonna come back.
Yeah. Look, there's probably gonna be spin-off movies, right? We know he wants to do a trilogy, but we know the spin-off shows, but there are gonna be spin-off movies. Like obviously, this is creating a Batman universe where you could introduce like Green Arrow and stuff like that. So yeah, that could happen. I don't know, but like I really personally I don't want to see Superman or Wonder Woman in this universe.
So what about Saw? I think he can fit in here.
Who?
The Black Superman from Saw.
I really don't want any superpower beings in this universe. But if that changes, if Poison Ivy, if Poison Ivy comes in this universe, that's probably gonna change everything. If Clayface comes in this universe, yeah, there's probably a good chance Superman, Wonder Woman, those kind of characters.
Oh, Mad Bat.
Yeah, Man Bat. Or Avatar and Aquaman. Is that in 1 month? Can Avatar and Aquaman make $1 billion each? I don't know, man. That'd be impressive.
Well,
I think they
here's the
can. But it's gonna
here's
be
the
tough.
thing. Like I remember before the pandemic, like I remember like July 2019, Spider-Man: Far From Home and Lion King and like Toy Story 4 came out at the same time, around the same time, like weeks,
Yeah.
like and like they still made like $1 billion each.
Yep.
But again, that's before the pandemic, so
Yeah, you know what? The thing is, DC Warner Bros. Has 2 movies planned for December. That's Aquaman and Batgirl, but Batgirl will not affect the box office for Aquaman.
isn't it gonna be on HBO Max?
Yeah.
Nah, I think they're gonna move it to theaters. When the
Maybe.
new people come in, they're gonna move it to the movie theaters.
Oh, Willie, the best one since Logan. I mean, Logan is extremely good, man.
Yo, Logan was phenomenal.
Yeah. I know a lot of people want to do freeze, but how do you do freeze in this? Like,
I don't think you can do it unless if like another serial killer who freezes people.
yeah, I
like
don't
the
want.
Riddler.
I mean,
Unless they're doing that.
the freeze, Mr. Freeze is built on corruption too, right? It's like,
well, here's
how
the
he
yeah,
became
well,
Bane.
yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's more like like corrupt people like sliding him and his wife that he's looking for a cure for. So
Yeah.
like you can go like the sympathetic route with him. Like here's the thing. There are certain villains that are on the border of doing a realistic take on. So like to me, Freeze and Bane are like the two that are on
Okay.
the border
Make
that
it
you can
fun.
probably pull a realistic take on. We already saw Bane in The Dark Knight Rises with a realistic take.
Mm,
It's villains like Killer Croc, Poison Ivy, and Clayface that are like you really can't like. It's really hard to pull a realistic take on those
I think
guys.
Killer Croc could work.
I think you can. Yeah, I think he's a regular guy. Like I don't know,
I think Killer Croc could work, but not as a main villain.
like a side
Because,
character.
but I still give him a story. Like he's doing this because he wants to find a cure for a skin condition.
Like
Something like
Mr.
that.
Freeze.
Oh yeah,
He's
something like
skinny,
Mr. Freeze.
like
Yeah.
eat people and freeze them and find a cure for his wife.
Yeah. Like I think
But
Mr.
it's gonna
Freeze
be
is
the
more of a
same
main
thing as
villain.
Riddler.
Yeah. Yeah. Like with Mr. Freeze, I don't know if he could work. I don't know if the detective skills. Like Matt Reeves loves detective skills, but I don't know if detective would work would work as well with Mr. Freeze. I think the kind of villains that detective skills could work with is Joker, Riddler. I think Hush is one of them because Hush is kind of character because Hush likes to manipulate things.
Court Hours.
Court Owls, yeah. I mean, you can find out the reasons why Mr. Freeze is not doing this, but Mr. Freeze is not the type of villain that leaves cryptic messages on
the dead bodies.
or dead bodies or on laptops,
Well,
computers,
you
phones.
can
He's not the
use the
type of person.
You can use like a detective angle and like Batman can figure out what's this guy's motivations and like
Yeah.
do his detective skills. He finds out like Freeze's tragic story and like where like Batman has like the rage against like Riddler, like Batman might have like the sympathy against like Freeze and is like trying to solve a way to like end this in a way where like nobody else gets hurt.
Yeah. Like in Arkham Origins, I remember when Freeze was a DLC, right? Mr. Freeze was a DLC in
He's a
Arkham Origins.
DLC.
He didn't know why Mr. Freeze is doing all of this. And we find out because who Mr. Freeze worked for was corrupt. And Batman found out why, and he actually felt sympathy for Mr. Freeze because he was all doing for his wife. And he was like, I'm sorry, Victor. I may not be able to bring back your wife, but I could give you justice because the guy pulled the plug on the guy who works for pulled the plug on Mr. Freeze in for the whatever I forgot whatever the thing his wife was in, right? With keeping her alive. And you can do something like that, like where Batman has to feel sympathy for some of the villains out there in the Matt Reeves universe because he realizes that they're all the villains are not all. It's not all black and white. There's a shades of gray to them. You know.
Yeah.
You think so? Degrassi? I think that's Joker is just becoming him. Yeah, that club sequence. No, Gil Ghost. What's his name? Gil Coulson. Really, Gil? Is that Doomcock? Was Doomcock in that album?
Oh my goodness!
Because on Poindexter's Lounge on his show, 2 Cents of Nonsense, we make fun of Doomcock calling him Gil.
Yo, I'm waiting for someone to say did Matt Reeves do research on Doomcock and make a mask that's similar to Doomcock for the Riddler?
Oh yeah. On Max's stream, I forgot who it was. Called him the Doomcock. Something with Doomcock.
Oh, I must have missed that stream. Oh my goodness!
It was Thursday.
Yeah, I didn't watch it because that was the spoiler talk, so I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I think. Yes, this is a prelude to that Joker. Yes, kind of him becoming the Joker, because that's what Matt Reeves said in the interview yesterday. That's the idea for his Joker. That he's not the Joker yet. He's on a journey. This would be the beginning of his journey to become the Joker. Were those two? Were they those two guys? Tweedledum, Tweedledee?
I almost thought that actually. I was like, is this like a reference to Tweedledum and Tweedledee? Like when I saw those two guys, I was like, is this like an Easter egg reference?
I don't know. That's a good question. You know the guy Kenzie. I thought like an older version of Owen Wilson for a bit. He looked like Owen Wilson a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm like, what's Owen Wilson doing there? But that guy is scum, man. Well, oh my god, what he did to the Western good lady? Oh, choked her. Oh my god, like. Yeah, there's other references. Like I don't know, like my theory. I did a video on Hush. I think there's a strong possibility that they combine Hush and Wither into one, or they're just teasing Hush eventually in the future. Like Matt Reeves said in an interview that came out today that he would like to see Hush also. So maybe that changes a lot of things. I don't know. Because I think they could have done if they wanted to combine Hush and Wither into one. You know what they should have done? Because Hush is Thomas Elliot, right? Edward, I have no problem with Edward Elliot because we know Edward Nigma, right? Edward Nigma, or Edward Nash. Nash hasn't been confirmed as his real name in the movie because remember when they arrested him and the cop asked him what's your name? He's like, "You tell me, officer." He had those fake IDs. And one of them said Edward Nash. None of them has been confirmed. It hasn't been confirmed by Edward Nash. What they should have done? His real name should have been Thomas Elliot. I have no problem. As a Hush fan, no problem with him name being Thomas Elliot, and he's the son of Edward Elliot, and Edward Elliot. You remember the editor, right? He gets killed, and his wife gets killed, and Wither, as Thomas Elliot, gets put in the orphanage. Maybe he has a vendetta against the Waynes. You know what I mean? So they could do something like that. They could change Hush. They could change Hush's origins a bit.
Yeah. Yo, here's another villain I thought they could do. Like I know like he was in Birds of Prey, but they can also do like Black Mask, like Roman Sionis.
Oh, instead of that cheesy Edward McGregor. That's not like in that movie. That's not him.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like they can pull like a much more better take. Like,
he's sadistic as hell.
Yo, like, because here's the thing. Like, if you're gonna do Batman related characters, like. You think maybe they can pull off someone like Deadshot? Like maybe Roman does like a bounty on Batman, and like Deadshot could like be one of the bounties.
Yeah, I can hear
you. Can.
You could do something like Deadshot, but I think
Deadshot. What's the other character's name? What's his name? Deathstroke.
They ain't gonna. He's like a villain that goes to anyone.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, WB, if like Matt Reeves asks for Deathstroke, like they'll give him Deathstroke.
I think it was more focused on the Batman. His
they can do a Lex Luthor, but the Batman version, something like that.
Because like
I think focus on the Batman villains. Like Deathstroke is not a Batman villain. He does go around, but he's more of a Titans, and he's kind of an Arrow villain too.
Yeah, like I can see if like Matt Reeves asked for Warner Bros. Lets him because Deathstroke is a grounded villain. So like, but again, like he's a common villain. Like I can see like him being used in a Green Arrow film as well.
But
No,
we're gonna see Ragu.
maybe.
Yo, but you gotta
Here's
do
the thing.
something. You gotta do
The only
something
time,
different.
the only time they made him a real Batman villain, Deathstroke, was in I think it was Arkham Origins. I mean, he's been
Yeah,
around, but
Yes.
Arkham Origins they kind of made him a Batman villain. He was more of a, but he was a higher assassin. But
yeah.
he's more of a Titans villain and a Green Arrow. He became a Green Arrow villain in the comics and in the
And the
show.
TV show, yeah.
But the thing is, the reason why Snyder wanted to use Deathstroke is because for Batman is because he couldn't there was no Titans, there was no Green Arrow. So who could he use him for? Batman. I guess in his vision, Deathstroke would have been a perfect villain for Batman because there's no Titans. Because Robin was dead, Dick Grayson was dead, right? And there was no Green Arrow as of yet. Oh yeah. What's his name? Yes, Arnold. Is it Arnold? Is that his name, Arnold? Who holds Scarface?
The Puppet Master, something like that.
Yeah.
The toy man, they can use that too. Instead of toys, he can use it like
Arnold Wesker, thank you.
a toy bomb or something like that.
Wasn't like Toyman more of a Superman villain?
Oh, Lincoln Marsh. I forgot about. Oh, the
Oh
supposed
man, I can't remember.
the brother. What if he was the orphan? Nah,
Yeah.
because you also one thing where we also combine where we can see Hush and Riddler combined because Riddler was kind of jealous of Bruce Wayne because he said, "You're not an orphan. You're not an orphan," even though technically he's an orphan. Bruce Wayne is an orphan, but you're not an orphan because everybody loved you. Everybody, like
No, he
everybody.
has a lot of money. That's why.
Yeah. And Hush, if you know, Thomas Wayne, he's always been envious, jealous of Bruce Wayne. So they kind of put that two and two together. If you think about it. Oh, see, I wish you would come on, but you know, whenever you're free, Black Bro. I know, best movies is Logan. He has a very
Did the
high
mo-
standard for movies.
Did the movie say that Martha was dead or no?
They're both dead. Martha's
They're
dead.
both dead?
They both
Yeah.
died. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love the Gordon Batman dynamic in this film as well.
Hangman Killer? Oh yeah, I know Hangman Killer. Oh, you say Sofia Falcone? What about Alberto Falcone? I mean, now how did they introduce Two-Face? Because if they talk about the Maroonies and the Falcones, how's Harvey Dent become Two-Face?
I mean, like maybe they like. I mean, well, Dark Knight they had him like
Yeah.
burn half his body. Maybe like half his body gets like damaged from something, or like his face
What
at
did they
least.
introduce? What you all watched the animated series?
Yeah.
Remember the Mob Boss? Remember the Mob Boss animated series? It's not Falcone or Maroney. It was Ripper Thorn or something like that.
Yeah, Thorn.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Because that's how he
Yeah.
became Two-Face, remember? And he already had that big bad heart persona too. Remember? He was battling that.
Yeah, and like I mean, like Thorn or someone can like throw like acid on him or
Oh, yeah.
something that like makes his face like get scarred or something. Like,
Yeah. Maybe they do get Maroney. Maybe Salvatore Maroney does.
I mean, like they brought up Maroni's name so many times a few times in this
And
film.
he's not dead. He's just in prison.
So
Right.
like I can see like him like coming because the thing is you want to watch that you don't do too many things similar to the Nolan trilogy because remember Falcone was in Batman Begins, then you had Maroni in The Dark Knight
Yes.
as like the new big like guy, big man of crime essentially. So you
Tom
want to avoid doing similarities.
Wilkinson and Eric Roberts, right? Like Tom Wilkinson was
Yeah.
Falcone.
Yeah, and they did great with those roles as well.
I think they're gonna put Penguin on top of the crime boss.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what the
Maroney.
series is going to explore. You know the Penguin series on HBO Max. They're gonna explore the Penguin's rise to power because once Falcone is out of the way, that's he can start taking advantage.
You think that Batman can show up in the TV series?
I think he should. Or, I mean, it depends.
Or the end of the episode to lead up to the sequel, something like that.
Yeah, what you do is you build up the series to a sequel, and then you do it again for the third movie. Yeah, that's what you do.
You think Nightwing or Robin fit in this universe?
Robin, not Nightwing. George?
Yo, Robin, like I feel like there's a place for Robin in here because if you notice, like this Bruce Wayne, like even though
he needs a Robin.
Well, not just that, like even though like he hasn't like shown it, you see the sympathy he feels for kids when like they lose a parent or parents. Like you saw the sympathy he had on his face.
For the Mirror's kid.
Yes. And like
it
how
reminded
like,
of him, yeah.
So like he obviously would definitely like this is a version that definitely would make sure that no orphan goes through the same thing that he went through or someone that lost any parent.
That's why he adopted Dick in the first place and everything. Like he adopted Dick because of what he went through.
And plus, like Alfred brought up the circus as like an Easter egg.
Yeah, I said this a couple weeks ago that the theories that the Haley circus is going to be mentioned. And this Bruce Wayne is not 25 years old. This Bruce Wayne is actually, from my recollection, what I got to take from the movie, is actually a little bit older than 25. Maybe around 28, 29, 30, which is okay.
Yeah, he's like between 28 and 30 because like obviously like okay, so Thomas Wayne ran for mayor in like 2001 from what
2001.
So like and like so that's also when like the parents died. So like he's got to be like between 8 and 10 when the Waynes die.
Yeah, it's usually I think it says between 8 and 11. Like that's when the age when his parents died.
So he's like late 20s, like very early 30s.
Yeah, which is okay. I know in the comics it's 25, but you know what? 5 year difference or 3 to 5 year difference doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make a difference.
And plus, like he's doing it like a few years younger than Christian Bale's version did. Like I think Bale's version was like 30 when he became Batman finally.
I wonder how old Ben Affleck's version sounded like he did like at 20 years old.
Because like he started like at like 20, 25 years old, like because he says like I've done Gotham for 20 years, like
yeah, so he did it for 25. At least at 25 years old, he was probably the youngest one. He started out of the Batmans.
Keaton was probably the oldest because like he was in his late 30s when like the first Batman film came out. So I'm gonna say like he became Batman in his early to mid 30s.
Yeah. Keaton is definitely the oldest, and I think Ben Affleck's probably the youngest one.
Like that became like Batman at that age, but yeah.
Definitely.
So what do you think about the box office? They're gonna make a lot of money?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't listen to those idiots. That say they said they're Warner Bros. Is fudging the numbers.
What are we back in 2019 with Captain Marvel?
I was watching the live stream.
Seriously, like no. Captain Marvel came out around the same time that the Batman is currently out, and people were saying the same thing, like, "Oh, Disney's buying tickets but
George, it was the final movie for Endgame, and everybody was interested
exactly.
in Endgame.
Regardless of what you thought about Captain Marvel, it was the last movie before Endgame. It basically had no competition for that whole month. Of March, like.
And the movie made $1 billion.
Yeah, it made $1 billion.
And I was watching the stream on Thursday. He was saying that don't trust the trades because the numbers that they're reporting are not true. We have to wait for the official numbers.
I want those guys to come out with facts and see what they come up with something from there, because all they say is hearsay and they don't provide any facts.
Yeah, the shows are his movie source is trust me, bro.
I know.
Their sources are so off. And by the way, has a certain Snake Oil Salesman been around like on any of these streams? Because I don't watch it.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember the last stream he was on. But he's been around, and yeah, and I heard yesterday they're having a stream, right? He was having a stream, Mister, you know who, and he's trying so hard to deny everything. And Jarbo was basically saying on Twitter, he was saying he was trying so hard to not cry on stream, basically to hold his tears back because deep down, I'm gonna say his name, Sil knows he's wrong.
Yo, like here's the thing. Like, I was in an almost filled theater when I saw it this afternoon. Like,
Yeah, me too.
Like the hype for this movie
It's
was
real.
is
Yeah.
real. Will it make $1 billion? I don't think so because obviously not. It's not for kids. Like No Way
It's
Home.
not hype.
Like,
It's not
to be for
hype.
kids.
Yeah, it's not hype. It's not hype like No Way Home, but it's there.
But also like I can see less kids going to see this because it's obviously gonna be a lot darker than No Way Home. But and also it's almost a 3-hour movie, so less theaters can like fill it up. But like
and there's no
it's gonna
holidays
make
too.
yeah, but it's gonna still make very good money because here's the thing: Doctor Strange got moved to May, so you don't have to worry about Doctor Strange getting in the way.
Exactly.
Like it literally has really no competition for this month of March.
I think Sonic.
Morbius.
Sonic's April, so like
Sonic's
Sonic's April, so like
shit.
you have it has a whole month to like really before Sonic comes out.
I think.
Yeah.
If you can consider Sonic
Yeah, that's
competition.
true.
And I
Yeah,
did
yeah.
like the first Sonic movie, but I'm just saying like it ain't gonna make the
April-
money the Batman will.
Shit, my sister took her kids to watch a movie, and they like it, and they're like 10.
Yes, see, exactly. They are basically they are kind of they are like the Phantom Menace. And I just love this the new name for Eric Kikasi, Metaphosity, because
Mikey said that Mephisto gonna show up in Spider-Man 2. He was
He
wrong.
did.
He was wrong.
But here's another thing I just thought of. So like No Way Home was also going into a weak January. The Batman's gonna go into April with more competition.
It had Christmas
I feel like.
Vacation too.
Like Sonic, Fantastic Beasts, regardless of what you think, how those movies are gonna turn out, they're still gonna have good box office numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, like April has Morbius, Sonic, I think.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Harry
about
Potter.
Morbius.
So like you got like 3
Harry
movies.
Potter.
Yeah.
And I know the Fantastic Beasts movies haven't been the best received, but like Harry Potter fans will go out in droves to go see it.
The Fantastic Beasts are not the best received, but they do make good money.
Yeah, they make good money. So like there's gonna be competition in April compared to a pretty weak. I mean, you only really had Scream in January, which is rated R.
That's why Spider-Man's still making money because
exactly.
no competition.
What was the competition for Scream? Jackass?
And Spider-Man 2.
Uncharted had February, right?
Yeah, Uncharted had February.
What's Uncharted making? What's Uncharted's box office?
It was like $3 million.
It's actually making good money so far. Like Tom Holland's like saving the box office like at the moment.
It hasn't even opened up in China, so. And now let's Scream have.
But yeah, no, this people are saying there's like no advertising for this movie. Like you got like Domino's Pizza or like I don't know, Pizza Hut. Someone's like advertising this Batman pizza.
They advertise this like crazy.
They spending $180 million on just advertising.
Yo, like there's been hype since the first fandom for this movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of the first trailer, I'm glad they used that first trailer song in the movie.
Oh yeah, the song.
Something's in the way. Like I was like, yo, they're using the song. Oh my goodness! Like the last movie that I saw that actually used a song in a trailer was Thor Ragnarok.
Yes. Immigrant.
Yes. So like the fact that the Batman like also did the same thing with obviously a different kind of song, I was like, damn, like Reeves is really going out with this film.
You know, yes, and yes, Reeves.
I think
I heard he's not doing the next Planet of the Apes movie, right? They're playing.
Yeah, no, he's done with his series. Oh, and I'm glad you brought up Planet of the Apes because I gotta say this: I like only Matt Reeves can pull off a realistic take of Batman besides Nolan because his Planet of the Apes movies were like did the best to be realistic with the Planet of the Apes concept, and they worked out well. Like they were fantastic movies in my opinion. So like Reeves pulled it off with Batman as well.
Yeah. You're gonna say what's about?
Oh, I think Matt Reeves gonna be the head of the DC.
He wants to be more realistic, I feel like, and grounded, though.
I don't know if he wants control. I think it wants a lot of control because he doesn't like being told what to do. Because he did say in an interview he doesn't. If he doesn't want to do Marvel,
I think Warner Brothers they learned the lesson, and then they learned the lesson, and they're gonna say, "Here, Matt Reeves, here more money. Do all the stuff you want."
You only do something if he has control because he said in an interview, right, talking about Marvel. And he says he has nothing against Marvel. He respects what the directors and everything Marvel does. But Marvel has this way where you have to work with each other because they're all connected, right?
But that's different because I think he gonna control everything just on the Batman universe only.
Not he means like Kevin Feige.
Yeah, he's gonna be like
possibly.
Possibly. If they make money.
I think he is right now on the shows, right? On the shows, he's heavily involved in the 2 spin-offs, right?
3.
3? Yes. Okay,
the animated show, the Arkham Asylum show, and the Penguin.
Yeah.
Maybe Catwoman. We don't know yet.
Catwoman's rumored, yes. I heard whispers about that. I know some people say Zoe. I know Degrassi says Zoe Kravitz doesn't want to do a series.
I think they're giving enough money to her. I think he would do it. Money talks.
I can see them I can see them giving her an HBO Max movie. Like I think she'd rather do a movie than a series.
Nah, I've seen her TV series on HBO Max. It's pretty good.
Yeah, she's definitely not done, man. This is not a one-off for her. She's coming back.
Yeah.
But like, what's I gonna say? The only reason those people are bashing the Batman is because they suck. Snyder's thingamajig.
Oh my!
It was because it's successful. That's why without SAG.
Yo, Aaron, you saw like a certain person's like ranking that I DM'd you, right?
He ranked last. Film God.
Yeah.
Film God.
Oh my God.
He ranked last. The Batman and Robin. That was like, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't.
Yo, also he put Batman 1966 below Batman and Robin. That is a crime against humanity alone.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Like for it is.
Good movie,
but at the time,
a good campy Batman show.
Yeah,
like that was the point. Like Batman was campy at the time.
Yeah, back in the 60s, all TV shows was like that.
We didn't really get to see Batman DarK on like the big screen or in media until Batman 89.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just comics that were dark with Batman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just
it was hilarious.
I just guess, and I hate, like I don't hate, but I have people that I talk to, on stream, Max stream, whoever else, like. I say these guys are lying to you, and they're like, I like. They say they like guys like that. Like they'll say that they like Sil or Sun, even though they're lying to them, and they say they're nice. I'm like, guys, the nice ones are the ones that are the nice ones are the ones that are the worst kind of people.
They know how to manipulate by playing nice guy. They win you over.
Exactly. Don't be fooled by the nice people.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. I love Max. I truly do, but like. Here's the thing, he's got to stop trusting those two. I feel like because I feel like they're saying what people want to hear. They're not saying the truth.
He cannot see it. That's why.
Awesome.
They're friends. That's why they're friends.
You're friends, but sometimes like friends lie to each other.
Yeah.
Like people lie to each other. I had a kid like I work with lie to me yesterday.
I want to hear this.
Yeah, because I do a prize box, but like he took like a prize before like it was his turn to get a prize, and he went for 2 prizes.
No.
Oh.
like
What
like
kind of
people
price?
love. I was like I do like keychains. I do like little animal toys, little dinosaur toys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like because I work at an after school program, so like if they have a good week, like at the end of the week, I give them like a prize at the end of the week.
Oh, you're a teacher.
No, I'm an after school counselor.
Okay, that's good.
Better than
Yeah.
teacher.
It's been an interesting
High school
week, but
or middle school?
elementary school.
Oh my god.
So I got the babies. So
Yeah, the babies.
yeah, I prefer the babies. You know,
Share
it's like
my sister. He's a teacher in high school, and she's 21, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she told me all the stories about like all the high school wanna date her, everything. I was like, oh shit.
no, because the babies like they too young to talk back to you. I don't like talking back. Yeah, but you know, it's just like I don't know. Like I see how some of these people are kind of reacting to this movie. I'm like, dude, I work with the babies. They act more mature than some of you guys do.
It's true.
Like literally, like no, like preschool and kindergarten I work with, and it's like, guys, like you remember it's a movie, and it's like, okay, you can still say Ben Affleck's your favorite Batman. That's fine, but like to like crap on like a movie that is getting enormous praise because
Yes.
your
92%
version
Rotten
of
Tomatoes.
Batman is not getting the praise that
And
it's getting.
This
and
Batman is what Batman should be. Ben Affleck's Batman is actually the one kind of Batman.
and Ben Affleck quit.
Yeah, Ben
Blame
Affleck quit.
him.
He
Not
wants out.
blame
Like
him.
here's the thing,
Flash was his
Pattinson-
last movie.
You hear Pattinson talk, he's like, I want to continue to do more of this with
Yeah.
Matt Reeves, which, by the way, that debunks Doomcock and Midnight's Edge's rumors that Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson hate one another when they clearly like one another. Pattinson wants to do more.
And it says in the songwriter said that Matt Reeves quit the movie one time.
What?
I think he said that.
Oh yeah. So Doomcock's an idiot. I mean, just a plain ass grifter, a liar.
And like, it's like all these people on the internet, like from any fandom, like Fandom Menace, like whatever, like they lie through their teeth. And like, by the way, the line that the Fandom Menace keeps whining about in the film, like when it was finally brought up, when I knew which line that they were complaining about, I just
Selena
like laughed.
Kyle?
Yeah, when Selena Kyle like talked about the white privilege thing, I just laughed, and like everyone was like kind of like wondering, wait, what's going on? Because I was like, this is the line they're complaining about.
When I heard that
It's
line,
true.
when I heard, when I
In the
heard
movie.
when I heard that line in the movie, oh no, the Fender Masters are complaining about this line. I just
Yeah, you
knew
saw
it.
the video Ryan Kendall did?
Yeah, yes, I saw that.
Fuck.
I basically called Ryan Kendall a glue sniffer.
Chris,
because it was like,
Chris is right. You know, Chris is on Max's channel. You know, bipolar.
bipolar.
Yeah. He said,
Oh, I like that guy.
These people only go into movies to see how it could be woke.
How many white
here's the
people
thing.
are good?
Yeah. How many? Yeah, that kind of stuff. Exactly what was about. That kind of stuff.
Yo, honestly,
kind of
I'm kind of surprised the Phantom Menace didn't, or maybe they did. I just didn't watch it. They didn't complain about No Way Home when like Electro's like, there's got to be a black Spider-Man somewhere. I thought you was gonna be
No,
black.
I thought they're gonna complain when MJ was not white.
Oh my
A lot of
goodness.
people complain. I remember that. A lot of people
I
complained
thought
about it.
they were
Yo,
gonna
I
complain,
remember
but
in 2016, like people were complaining about that.
I'll admit I was one of them because I thought because to me MJ had to be redhead. Then I started not to care because
Yeah, but here's the thing: like Zendaya changes her hair red sometimes, so she can easily like pull it off.
You know what? Look, if they change Bruce Wayne to a different color, okay, maybe you can say something like that, right?
Yeah.
You have a point. But you know what? Catwoman, she's not the first black Catwoman.
no,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
in the
and here's the thing,
comics,
Zoe Kravitz pulled it off. Jeffrey
But-
Wright pulled it off as Gordon in this film.
yeah, but they don't understand that on the comics, Selena is Hispanic, not white.
Selena is a Hispanic name.
No, she's Hispanic on the comics, not white. Like like I think he's
Selena?
from South America.
Selena?
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, but what? Like, I just know that Selena is more of it's kind of a Hispanic first name, isn't it?
No, like her
Yeah.
heritage is
Okay, heritage.
it's
And so
Hispanic.
and Zoe Kravitz is okay, yeah. And Jeffrey Wright's Commissioner Gordon, like I didn't go in that movie see Black Commissioner Gordon or Detective Gordon. I didn't see that. I just saw Detective Gordon.
Yeah. Yo, and again, I love the chemistry between him and Pattinson because like a few times he's like, "Come on, man!" Like I love like here's the thing. I wish they kind of they like my like if there's one thing I would nitpick like because otherwise I thought it was like a fantastic film, but it doesn't even hurt the film. It's just a little add on. I wish they kind of established how like Gordon and Batman kind of met, like how they got to trust one another. Like they went into like the details on a little bit on that.
You need to read the prequel book.
Yeah, okay, maybe that's it. I didn't read the prequel.
I read it, I know why they're like friends.
But I'm not gonna knock the film on that
Yeah, me neither.
because like that's just an add-on. Like I always say, like I wish we just had like an add-on. It was like
And
kind of how I felt with the Suicide
and
Squad because I love the Suicide Squad, but I wish they just added a scene showing
in the
Bloodsport putting Superman in the ICU.
yeah in the book it tells you how Bruce is like that, like how is like all emo, like that
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
on the
like other
prequel
than
book.
that, like honestly,
Yeah.
like this was like the fact that people are complaining about this film. Like, okay, here's the thing. I understand people will have like legit concerns, like, oh, it's another realistic take. All the runtime's long. It's like that's a normal thing to happen for a film criticism.
Yeah,
But
I
like
think
complaining about the other stuff that I've been hearing about is just nonsense. Like, and I'm gonna
Here's
say
what
this
people say about Batman being realistic. Batman was created to be realistic. Like in the
exactly.
first
Like,
place.
and the movie is too long. It's not too long. This
here's the
movie
thing.
is like 2 hours because it's setting up the role. But the
Yeah,
next movies it's gonna be like 2 hours 30 minutes.
here's the thing. To me, the too long complaint is only if you get bored.
Yeah,
Like that's only a complaint if you get bored. If you're not enjoying what you're getting in these like 2.5 to 3 hours of a movie, then like okay, that's just because you have your taste is like different. You don't want a 3 hour like long like detective movie.
yeah. My only nitpick is that they should have put the Joker scene in the end credit scene. But then the scene it didn't feel like the end of the movie.
I saw some like late emo, early goth. Kind
Yeah.
of like
I
Edward
will say
Collins.
if there's one similarity to the Dark Knight trilogy besides the realism is the fighting style of Batman.
Yeah,
Like
Oh yeah. Like
which
I
I don't
mean
mind because I love Christian Bale's fighting style in the Dark Knight trilogy films, and I think actually Pattinson took it to another level in this film.
yeah. And
Like
we finally see a car, like a regular car, as the vehicle, not like the tanks.
yeah. Like look like it's almost closely like the 1989 Batmobile and stuff because the 1989 Batmobile was awesome. Looked like a regular car.
yeah,
The
and
that
that's
car,
how it probably should be for like a year one or year two
yeah.
Batman.
If you go read the comic books, that car is the same car as the year one
Mm-hmm.
Batmobile. Same thing.
Yes.
And you kind of
And
see the same thing with the Bat Pod. Like by the end of the film, it's like you're seeing like it going into a developing stage.
Yeah.
yeah. And yeah.
To what you score of the movie?
9 out of 10.
Yeah, me too.
Yo, I give letter grades. I'm probably like at an A+ with this film because, like, honestly, like I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find anything I didn't dislike in this film. Like, I basically can say this is like one of my top 3 favorite Batman films. Like, Dark Knight's still my favorite. I gotta probably see it again to determine if I prefer it over Batman Begins.
Oh yeah.
I think it's better.
I mean,
My
like
opinion. My opinion.
It is better than
'Cause
Begins.
I love both movies, so like they're kind of like equal to me right now. But
What do you
all in all,
think?
like it's a top 3 Batman film.
I'll say this: Paul Dano, or what? I know I've seen him in other films like Prisoners. Remember the film Prisoners? Well, that like
I gotta still watch that movie,
that's a good movie. Prisoners is a good movie.
and I love Denis Villeneuve.
He's
so.
very Dennis Villeneuve did the director.
What's
It's a
the other
good
movie he had? WB Blood. He was that good.
Yes. So Paul Dano, like he played a great Riddler. He's very underrated because nobody really talks about him before this. So I'm really
Yo,
hoping
I
this is a
was
movie
like,
that gets people
when I
talking.
saw Paul Dano's performance, like the interrogation scene, I'm like, yo, like this is the closest we're probably gonna get to someone trying to replicate Heath Ledger in some form. I'm not saying he's Heath Ledger, but like as far as that like craziness that is perfectly pulled off, that's gonna drive the Batman like to his limit. Like as soon as he starts beating on the glass, it's like this is like he really pulled it off in this film.
I think they're like Heath Ledger is above, and Paul Dano is just a little bit in the bottom.
Yeah, because like,
and then the Joker is like a terrorist, and Paul Dano Riddler is like a serial killer.
He's like an like kind
a
of like an
terrorist is more
anarchist.
dangerous than a serial.
Yeah,
yeah, they're more dangerous
by
than a
the
serial
end.
killer.
And I'm glad that in the Riddler, I'm glad they didn't put him in the suit with a little question mark.
I also say this: Riddler acted like a serial killer, but I also think you could consider him a terrorist too because of the ending.
Yeah,
that's kind of a terrorist act.
He reminded me a little bit like closer to the end as Anarchy when you see these like Riddler duplicates like trying to pull like there was like they kind of combined
terrorism.
But like isn't there a Batman villain called Anarchy?
Yeah.
So like basically like you kind of combined Anarchy with Riddler to the end when you see these Riddler lookalikes about to assassinate the mayor-elect.
Yeah.
So yeah, I say he's actually like a serial killer, but he's a terrorist too because of that last act. Like Joker, you could say is a serial killer thing, but he's a terrorist. Like this is like Victor Zsasz. There's no Victor Zsasz, for example. He's a serial killer.
Yeah, Zsasz is a serial killer.
Yeah, Zsasz is a serial killer. Riddler, Joker, those kind of characters, a Poison Ivy. Well, they could do stuff that serial killers do, but they really don't. But they also do kind of other things that are not serial killer like terrorist kind of acts, like bombing, stuff like that.
Yeah, like they're domestic terrorists in a sense.
Yeah.
Hey. Right? You gotta watch out because a certain group won't like it that we're calling white villains terrorists. It's like no, they're domestic terrorists.
There are white terrorists out there.
I bet when the mayor got shot, I bet they were like, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You're like, I know, like, there's gonna be some people that are gonna that will be upset, like Alfred's not in the film a lot, but I feel like Alfred, like Andy Serkis, like did enough with Alfred in this film. Like, there's obviously like a bit of a rough relationship between Alfred and Bruce, and like obviously like the part where like Alfred like admits what really happened, and like you see like when him and Bruce like hold hands, it's like they're not 100% there, but like they're beginning their healing process.
Yeah, like
in the first movie, I don't think he had to be all out in this film. Just like a minimal, but with a good scenes, and he's nailed it.
Yeah, the one scene where he told him you lied to me, Alfred, and Alfred explained why. That's when Bruce knew that. Like Alfred did care for his family, and and that's when Bruce realized. Bruce kind of like Bruce. It wasn't like George says it wasn't there, but he was forgiving him and stuff.
Did they say in the movie that Alfred trained Bruce Wayne?
Yeah. Well, like hasn't like Alfred like always been like an agent and like before he served the Waynes? So like
he does have a family. He does have like a daughter apparently, but
yeah. But like obviously like and I love how like at the beginning when with Bruce and Alfred, like you obviously see the hurt in Alfred's face when like Bruce says like, "Oh, you're not my father," or
Yeah.
something like
Like
that, and then like you see how much it hurts Bruce when Alfred is seriously injured because of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's like Arkham Origins. You remember Arkham Origins? Like, Alfred's like, "Sir, you're gonna get yourself killed." And
Bruce is like always yelling at him. He's like, "Not now, Alfred."
he's like, "Not now." And Bruce is like, "That boy you helped tied his shoelaces, teach him to shoelace. That boy you helped teach him how to do first aid. That boy is dead. That person is dead. This is who I am." And Alfred, like you can see in Alfred, and then
yeah,
Bane,
when the parents died, little Bruce Wayne died,
yeah.
and suddenly,
But you saw like a Bane when Bane and Arkham Origins found out who Bruce Wayne was to attack Alfred. You can see how Bruce reacted to that. He's like, Alfred, and, Alfred may not be his biological father, but he does see Alfred as another father figure.
Like Alfred, and like I think like the other films have also established it well. Like remember in Batman 1989, like he told Vicky Vale like Alfred's all I really have is family, and like Alfred like is basically like you see like in the Dark Knight trilogy, like how much like love Alfred has for Bruce to the point where like he would leave him to try to maybe talk to like show him like your self-destructive path is not going to lead you anywhere.
Yeah, and that's Alfred here. Alfred here saw that with the way Bruce is because he wanted Bruce to have he wanted Bruce
to have a life.
Yeah, to have a life. It's like Bruce is not afraid to die, right? He said he's not afraid to die, but he's afraid to live.
Yeah. And like and like also remember in the Dark Knight Rises, like Alfred's like when he talks about like this dream he has for Bruce, where like he'll see him at this cafe with like a wife and maybe some kids, and like he would be satisfied enough because he sees that Bruce made it.
And as that eventually kind of happened without the kids. He was with Selena at the end and at the cafe. I think it was a Francis somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. They eventually did. Yeah. He's
like
in this whole movie.
Alfred in any form of media, like the love between like Alfred and Bruce, like the fatherly like family love, I feel like has always been a strong dynamic in Batman media.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there's one thing I will give credit for Batman and Robin was that they did a good job of establishing how much like Bruce like loved Alfred and like was hurt when Alfred was like dying.
Yeah.
That's like the only good thing about Batman and Robin.
Didn't do a Batgirl is Alfred's niece.
Yeah. Oh my! She was forced in there to sell more toys.
Yeah. Yeah, but hey,
are you surprised? Are you surprised Commissioner Gordon those movies is like reduced to nothing now? Like,
yo, he was like on the radio, Batman, Robin, like, Batman, we got a new villain in town. He calls himself Mr. Freeze. Yo, that film, like, Joel Schumacher will even say, like, this was a toy commercial.
It actually was a toy commercial.
Pretty much. There is, yeah.
It's a weird thing about the fight scenes. They're good or not.
They're good.
They're great.
I like how in the final fight scene, he was making sure the other guys were not falling, so they're not falling to their death. He was making sure they were like because they had a hook and they were making sure they were just hanging there, so they won't fall to their death, making sure they'll live.
Yeah.
Right.
No, like he stayed true to his code in this film. Like,
yes, he did.
Despite the rage, like he stayed true to the code. Like those scenes where like he was preventing Selena from shooting like the corrupt cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
except
that's
for
Batman. That's Batman.
Car chase. I think people died in that car chase.
Yeah, but Batman didn't cause it. I think Penguin caused it. I think Penguin was
more like Penguin, like
yeah, because Penguin's the one. Here's the thing about car chases like that. I think it's gonna be hard for people to survive that. If there's gonna be a bunch of people, if you're gonna run cars into other vehicles, I think it's gonna be very hard to survive that. I mean,
he's a penguin. He survives.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the penguin after a car chase, the penguin he suffered nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing happened to him. Like he wasn't bleeding. He had no bruises. He didn't have like a black eye. Nothing happened to him.
Do you notice when when he was handcuffed and the Bruce Wayne and the Gordon left, he was walking like a penguin.
Yeah, he was wobbling. Yeah, that was hilarious. That was hilarious.
Man, Colin Farrell was good as penguin.
I remember now. Remember how they're fighting about what's the word, Wawata or something like that. I'm sorry.
Oh man, the first fight scene in the iceberg club.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Man, it was good.
Yeah.
And then the scene when you see the gunfire, like
Yeah.
in the black and it was bad too.
Oh yeah. I like how he made sure when he was getting shot at that when he deflects a bullet doesn't kill someone else. You know,
Yeah.
like that's
The
that's very good.
the only time I jumped in theater and when they're fighting the people on top of the arena, now on the
Oh
surprise,
yeah.
he shot with a shotgun on his chest. I was like, oh shit! Like it surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
And he was
Yes.
hurt.
Yeah,
He was hurt.
Because he still gets hurt by bullets.
Yeah.
I mean, shotguns are a very powerful like weapon, right? Like
Yeah, in close range, man. It was,
yeah.
But also, like I said, I loved it at the end when he started pulling people out. Like you see, like the like symbolism of
What?
like the mayor
Yeah.
accepting his help, like when like the floodwaters are happening, like
When-
when he's like pulling the person like to like on top
When-
of the roof and he's all muddy.
Yeah, when I think when he was holding his hand right for the
Yeah.
kid,
Like
and
people forget like
and that scene, I was like, oh, that's Batman right there.
because people forget Batman's more than just a fighter. Like, if you ever seen like the DCAU, like Justice League Unlimited, like one of the most impactful scenes of Batman is like the Batman Beyond epilogue when like he's sitting with like Ace, and holding her hand while she's dying and refuses to kill her.
Yeah.
Like that's Batman to me.
Mm-hmm. But he did, yeah, I remember. But he did like, and in that scene, when he pulled them out, and that one scene with the girl where she's getting on the gurney being pulled up by the helicopter, and she didn't want Batman to leave her, right?
Yeah, and in that scene, he became everyone's Batman. Like,
yeah, that should be
okay. This is Batman.
That's what's different in Snyder's Superman, because not everybody accepted Snyder's Superman. In this, they started to accept Batman.
Instead of Batman has finally become that symbol of hope.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's
what
Avengers
hope.
That's what the Batman arc in this movie so great.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because you saw what Avengers did. Avengers created the Riddler and created those guys because remember when the guy that he was pummeling basically to his death, he was gonna kill him even though he has a cold.
Yeah,
but he stopped. That guy said, "I am vengeance."
Yo, he saw like what Selena was gonna do, like if she gave into vengeance some more.
Yeah. So he's like,
didn't Selena stop him for killing the guy?
Yes.
Or Gordon?
Both. I forget.
I forgot.
I think it might have been Selena.
Yo, at the end on top of the thing.
Yeah. Like.
Yo, I think it was Gordon that did. I'm pretty sure it was Gordon.
When he took the little drug.
Yeah.
After that, he was like punching the guy's face.
Mm-hmm. That's great. That was great. How like, I hope that changed Batman's motivation at the ending. That I can't save the sea because of vengeance. I have to save this. I have to inspire hope, not vengeance, because vengeance doesn't lead to good things, right? Vengeance doesn't like.
And I love the narration in this movie. Like Bruce, like basically narrating this film.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I love too. The narration, I like. He was talking to the audience, like
this was what Matt Reeves meant when like this was like Batman was gonna be in most of the scenes. Like this was mostly Batman's point of view because he's like narrating at the same time.
Yes, and I just like this movie. Like, look,
do you think the next movie you're gonna see more of Bruce Wayne?
Yes.
Or to the third movie?
You're gonna see the next movie more Bruce Wayne, because he's gonna be more of a shell, because he's gonna help out the city using whatever his business, his appearances. He's gonna start living. Basically, remember, he's not. Remember, he's not afraid to die, but he's afraid to live. Now I think he's not afraid to live. And I think because he's gonna help out with the flood, like the recoup from the flood, right? Make sure,
The
right?
rebuilding.
Yeah.
Yeah, help rebuild the city. Yeah, and trying to make the city safer, as both as Batman and Bruce Wayne, because he could do a lot of help as Bruce Wayne, being a public
Yeah.
figure, charities, donations, stuff like that. He can help out with that too. So I think, and that's the point. I think that's one of the points Alfred's trying to make too. Yeah, we're gonna definitely see more Bruce Wayne, because yeah. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think the next film, I think you're gonna see more focus of Bruce Wayne. Like, are we gonna see the billionaire playboy side of him? Probably not, but like you're gonna
Not all
probably
of
see
it.
like a Bruce Wayne that's like gonna be at more galas, at more events.
Yeah.
Like maybe if like they introduce Harvey Dent in the next film, like maybe throw a fundraiser for Harvey Dent.
Yeah, Roosevelt.
Yeah, same here. I think they can over the movies. By the end, he gonna be the billionaire ladies man. By the end of the movies.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. We're yeah, it's gonna be.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah. So I can't. This is now for me. My next most anticipated movie is actually Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, because a lot of stuff is happening in that movie. And I'm gonna say about this Geek Aussie article that came out yesterday.
Professor X.
Yeah, Professor X being gonna be
I,
more things after the movie.
I don't
I'm
think
gonna
this is. I think the first. This is the last movie.
yeah,
Of,
yeah. That's what I'm gonna
yeah.
say. Yeah, it's his
Yeah.
last thing. Why? I agree. And have you guys noticed? GFRB, you know GFRB is Giant Freaking Robot, right? I've
Yeah.
been collaborating with Geekossi a lot.
Oh man,
Have
that's
you
not
noticed
good.
that? Have you noticed, George?
Oh wait, what was the
Oh
question
no,
again?
the source for that Professor X is giant freaking robot.
Yeah,
If you
their
click
last.
if you
Yeah,
click the page, it's
yes,
and you push it says the source. You click the source, a giant freaking robot.
yes. They always cite things from Giant Freaking Robot because Giant Freaking Robot comes up just like Geekosity comes up with bull BS rumors.
Yo, we got discover.com at this point has more legitimacy than both those sites. Yo, because
Okay.
honestly, like I remember, like we got discover.com like back in like 2019, early 2020. We're actually talking about Andrew Garfield suiting up as Spider-Man again.
I thought it was earlier than that.
No, but like
2018.
yeah, 2019 or like early 2020, around that time. So
Yeah.
I feel like at least like we got this covered was onto something where like I don't know, it's like Geekosity, like they have an agenda.
Geekosity, you know what? Look, look. I personally don't mind sites like this posting out fake rumors stuff but what I do not like is people that associate with that site go on YouTube and lie about the stuff,
Yeah.
like, you know what, lie about the stuff, because I'm like on Max's channel I have no problem talking about rumors from Geekosity, right? No problem talking about that, even if it sounds like outlandish stuff. But then I hear it's like, oh, it's from it's so and so, you know who I'm talking about. I'm like, yeah, I didn't have a problem.
Yeah.
Because it's who. It's not about the site, it's actually who written in the article. And the thing about Geekosity is they do a lot of articles as opinion stuff, right?
Yeah.
The problem is it's not advertised as opinion site.
Or
This
like it's
is
twisted
rumor.
around.
Yeah.
Like I remember this one time, like I saw like an article like about like early reactions to the Batman, and like you see like there was some like it was written by you know who, and like he was like saying how like in Batman versus Superman he was fighting Superman, and here he's fighting a trash bag Riddler.
No, they call it pickle suit with her.
Like there's an obvious agenda and bias And that's why it's hard for me to take it seriously, because when you're showing your bias in your articles, that should be factual.
It's because they don't they don't they don't like DC movies without Zack Snyder.
So
That's
yeah,
why
they
they're
don't
all
like
mad.
Roosevelt. They don't like DC. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that Snyder
Yeah.
fans are not real DC fans.
Yes,
They're
thank you.
Snyder fans.
Thank you. So, so we can talk about more in a bit because we're gonna end the show here, guys. But thank you for coming on. George,
I have a question. One more
Okay.
question. That's it. After seeing this movie, I'm more excited about Black Adam, Aquaman, and The Flash.
I wholeheartedly agree. So George, where they can find you?
Okay, so you can find me at Just George. I've been doing some Batman reviews myself, so I'm gonna be reviewing the Batman on my channel tomorrow, and then the next couple weeks I'm gonna, if I can get through them, do the Joel Schumacher Batman movies to get them all over and done with, and then I'm gonna be reviewing certain Marvel movies before Doctor Strange. So yeah, just find me at Just George.
RJ, I'm sorry, I'm laughing at RJ's tweet. I'm sorry, George. Yeah, thank you, George. What was it about? I know you have a YouTube channel, don't you?
Well, not no more.
Oh, okay.
I just give up.
So I guess promote yourself. I know you have Twitter if you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to promote your Twitter?
Not really.
Okay. So yeah, so everybody, thank you for watching. I'm planning to stream more again. I took kind of the week off because of the Batman stuff, so now I'm back in the game. I'll probably have something up for Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. All general stuff. Like Saturdays, if you know me, Saturdays are usually my review streams. But since next Saturday is nothing to review, it's gonna be a general stream. I'll talk Moon Knight. When Moon Knight comes out, the Saturdays are coming after Moon Knight. Those are gonna be Moon Knight reviews. And remember, Moon Knight, March 30th. So yes. So like, share, subscribe, comment below, and be sure to follow George on YouTube, subscribe to him, and Twitter. Follow him on Twitter. So take care, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care.